Welcome to another exciting episode of Pathfinders, a hiking podcast with Brian. Today, we're diving into a topic that combines two of life's great joys, hiking and dogs. If you've ever wondered how you can safely and enjoyably take your furry friend on your next trail adventure, then you're in the right place. We're joined by Scott Sullivan, an avid hiker and experienced dog owner, to explore the ins and outs of hiking with our four-legged companions. Scott, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Brian. It's always a pleasure to talk about two of my favorite things, hiking and dogs. There's so much to consider when hiking with dogs, from preparation and gear to etiquette and safety, but it can be such a rewarding experience for both the hiker and their canine friends.
Absolutely, Scott. Let's start from the beginning. When preparing for a hike with your dog, what are some of the most important things to consider? I think this initial preparation sets the tone for the whole adventure.
Preparation is key when it comes to hiking with dogs. First, you need to assess your dog's physical condition and determine whether they're ready for the trail. This includes being up to date on vaccinations and having regular checkups with the vet. You also need to make sure your dog is trained to obey basic commands like sit, stay, and recall, which ensures they'll respond to you even in an exciting environment like a forest or mountain trail. Additionally, conditioning your dog with shorter walks or hikes gradually can help build their stamina. Planning the hike based on the weather and terrain is also crucial for both your safety.
You're spot on, Scott. Conditioning is often overlooked, but it's such an essential part of preparation. A sudden long hike without adequate training can be just as grueling for dogs as it is for us. Speaking of preparation, let's talk gear. What would you say are some essential items to pack when hitting the trails with a dog?
Packing the right gear is vital for a successful and safe hike. At the top of the list is a solid, comfortable, and adjustable harness that distributes pressure evenly across the dog's body. A sturdy leash that allows a bit of freedom while still keeping your pet under control is next. You'll also want to bring along collapsible water bowls. Hydration is critical, so having easy access to water for your dog is a must. Dog booties are also a good idea if you expect rough or hot terrain, as they protect paws from cuts and burns. Last but not least, don't forget to pack some treats for energy, a basic first aid kit, and poop bags to keep the trail clean. These essentials can dramatically improve your dog's comfort and safety on the trail.
It's interesting how the gear list has evolved over the years as more tools and products become available. Poop bags might seem trivial, but maintaining trail etiquette really ties into this. What are some etiquette tips you recommend for everyone to follow when hiking with a dog?
Trail etiquette is incredibly important for ensuring that hiking remains an enjoyable experience for everyone. One of the first rules is to always keep your dog on a leash, unless the area specifically allows off-leash dogs, and your dog is well trained for such a setting. This ensures that wildlife is protected and other hikers feel comfortable passing by. Picking up after your pet is also a must. No one enjoys hiking through beautiful scenery only to be greeted by pet waste. It's also courteous to train your dog not to bark excessively, which can disturb the natural environment and other hikers. Knowing the trail rules and respecting other trail users' space by stepping aside when necessary also upholds respectful trail use.
Respecting both nature and fellow hikers really does enhance the hiking experience for everyone. Now, many of our listeners are curious about how to find the best pet-friendly trails. Do you have any tips on that front?
There are several great resources available to help find pet-friendly trails. Apps like AllTrails and websites of local hiking organizations often have filters to help you find trails that are suitable for dogs. Social media groups and forums dedicated to hiking enthusiasts also offer anecdotal advice about trails that are dog-friendly. It's also worth checking regulations with national parks or state parks, as they might have specific areas designated for dogs. When scouting a trail, look for ones with streams or lakes that allow your dog to cool off or take a dip. The key here is research. Researching enables you to pick a trail that meets both your and your dog's needs.
Speaking of cooling off, keeping dogs hydrated during hikes is crucial, especially as many people hike in warmer months. What are some tips you have for ensuring dogs stay hydrated during these outings?
Hydration is indeed critical. First, make sure to bring plenty of water for both you and your dog. A good rule of thumb is to offer water to your dog every 20 to 30 minutes, especially if they're panting heavily or it's warm out. Use a collapsible bowl or a bottle with an attached cup for easy drinking. In warmer weather or on steeper inclines, pause more frequently for water breaks. It's also vital to monitor your dog for signs of dehydration, like excessive panting, drooling, or lethargy. Dogs can't vocalize their needs, so it's up to us to be vigilant and proactive to prevent them from getting overheated or dehydrated.
Hydration goes hand in hand with overall safety, especially during summer hikes. Besides keeping them hydrated, what are other hot weather safety tips to keep in mind for dogs on the trail?
Hot weather hikes require some extra precautions. First, try to plan your hikes for early morning or late afternoon to avoid peak sun and heat. Check the trail's surface temperature. If it's too hot for you to comfortably hold your hand on it for a few seconds, it's too hot for your dog's paws. Booties can help in such cases, but it's still better to avoid peak sun exposure. Keep your hikes shorter in extreme heat and provide shade breaks to let your dog cool off. Furthermore, always carry extra water and know the signs of heat stroke, which include rapid panting, drooling, red or purple gums, and disorientation. It is best to err on the side of caution to ensure your dog stays safe and healthy out there.
It's essential to always be attentive and responsive to your dog's needs. Speaking of which, understanding your dog's limits and recognizing signs of fatigue is a crucial element of trail safety. What should our listeners watch for in terms of fatigue, and how should they address it if they see it?
Dogs, like humans, can tire out during a hike. Signs of fatigue include lagging behind, excessive panting, reluctance to continue, or even lying down. Tail signals can also be a giveaway. An enthusiastic tail held high often droops with fatigue. If you notice these, take a break, make sure they have water, and offer some treats for an energy boost. Once your dog shows signs of recovery, gauge their enthusiasm or reluctance to continue. It might be wise to turn back or seek a shorter or easier route to finish. Regular practice hikes help gauge how much ground your dog can comfortably cover, allowing you to plan well-suited hikes for their ability.
That's such practical advice, Scott. Monitoring your dog not only ensures they enjoy the hike, but also keeps them safe. We've covered a lot of the safety and practical side, but let's not forget to enjoy the moments. What are some fun activities people can do with their dogs while out on the trails?
Certainly. The trail offers fantastic opportunities for fun and exploration. Games like Find It encourage your dog to use their nose to locate hidden treats or small toys. It's a great way to keep them mentally stimulated. You can also work on training commands or tricks during downtime on the trail. And there's always the simple joy of observing your dog experiencing nature, whether it's them romping through streams, sniffing around a forest, or climbing onto rocks. Incorporating playtime keeps the hike stimulating and enjoyable, strengthening the bond between you and your pet.
In the end, hiking with dogs is about mutual enjoyment and strengthening that trust and bond. Sharing these moments in nature can be one of the most rewarding aspects of hiking. Do you have any personal anecdotes or experiences from hiking with your dog that you'd like to share?
Absolutely. I recall one particular hike where my dog unexpectedly led me to a hidden waterfall. We were on a less traveled path, and she seemed captivated by a smell, pulling slightly on her leash. Trusting her instincts, I decided to follow. As we went a little off the beaten path, we came upon this beautiful, secluded waterfall. It was a magical moment watching her splash around joyfully in the water. Experiences like that remind me how following your dog's instincts and senses can sometimes lead to unexpected adventures and discoveries.
What a wonderful memory, Scott. It's remarkable how these hikes can create such profound memories. As we draw this episode to a close, are there any resources or apps you recommend for our listeners who want to plan dog-friendly hikes more effectively?
Definitely. As mentioned earlier, All Trails is a fantastic app for finding pet-friendly trails, complete with trail descriptions, difficulty levels, and reviews from other hikers. The Bring Fido app is also a great tool that offers information on dog parks and hiking trails. Websites like Hiking with Dogs provide excellent trail overviews from dog owners' perspectives, which can be incredibly beneficial. And of course, joining local hiking clubs or dog owner groups, either in person or online, provides a wealth of shared knowledge and recommendations from the community.
Great suggestions. Technology has certainly made it easier for us to enjoy nature responsibly with our pets. As we wrap up today's episode, I want to thank you for sharing your insights and experiences. It's clear that hiking with your dog requires a balance of preparation, attention, and fun. To our listeners, we hope you found this episode informative and inspiring. Adopting these practices not only ensures the safety and enjoyment of your pet, but enriches your own hiking experience as well. Thank you for joining us today on Pathfinders, a hiking podcast with Brian. Until next time, happy hiking.